What's up, YouTube? 590 Productions here, coming to you today. Gonna showcase this new plugin I got called Smart EQ. Just want to give you some pointers here on how to use it, as well as why it's such a good thing to buy, especially if you're just starting out learning how to master your tracks. For me, I'm pretty new at using the equalizer function, and as far as really pinpointing areas that I need to have work done with my different frequencies. For me, I may say, oh, hey, I need more subs or I need more highs, and I'm not really 100% sure that I need them. It's just I feel like personally I need them, so that's what I do. And for some reason, I always cut off each end of, I'll do a low pass and a high pass on a lot of things just to get rid of ghost frequencies, so to say. But I'm going to show you here the difference of using Smart EQ, why it's really helpful. We'll kind of go over the interface and what you're looking at and why you want to get it now as opposed to maybe waiting later on to get it. So to start us off here, this is the interface of the Smart EQ. We'll go ahead and reset this here. And to start off with, you have these different, you have a low pass, you have a high pass at the end, have a few bands here, different EQ settings. You can also change this. If you don't like this particular view, you can actually go to the knob view if that you feel more comfortable with that, where you have your lows, mids, and highs, and you can change the boost on each one of those, as you can see here. But I like this one because it's more visual. And down here at the bottom, you have bottom left, you have two different modes: standard, speech. Usually, depending on what you're trying to use it for, standard works really well with instruments, speech, of course, vocals. You also have fine tuning down here to smooth out these lines, which we'll show you how that works a little later as well. This big wand here with the star on it is your update. So if you come here and this thing is red, that means you require an update. So you just want to click that little star thing there and it will do the update for you. There's a few other parameters. It has an A and a B section. Right now, as you can see, my B section is saved for me. My A section has been reset. So yeah, you have your undo and redo buttons here. If you start moving these around, let's see here, move that, and that just took it back, as you can see. So once you start playing around with this here, moving these things around, and generally you have these the 1, 2, 3, 4 different Smart EQs. It starts pretty low, goes pretty high, but you can move these all the way down here. You can take this one and move it all the way up here. You have two different areas. And if you notice right here under this, you have your hertz or your frequency, as well as this here decibel, which is what you start off with. And that's if you're just going to do this manually. We'll start playing this vocal here and show you what happens when we play the vocal, and we're going to hit the Smart. So I'm going to reset this first. Yes, I want to reset. All right. So we're going to start playing the vocal. And I'm going to solo it here when we're on. Now, another thing I want you guys to notice is down here, my EQ8 that I started off with looks like this. And this is how I EQ'd my vocal. I just felt like I needed a little boost here in the mid range. And that was it. I didn't mess with it. And a little bit I cut out on the low end. But that was what I felt like my vocals needed. So when I put the Smart EQ on here, it's actually going to show me what really is needed for my vocals. Yeah. First you want me, then you change your mind. I can't understand where you coming from. Can you help me? I don't know Okay, so as you can see, this curve right here, I'm going to smooth it out for us a bit. And that's why I was talking about these knobs down here at the bottom makes this line a lot smoother. But these curves are a lot different from what I myself put in here. As you can tell, I needed to boost. We're going to go pretty extreme here with this. I needed to boost way down here on my highs. And I needed a little cutout right around this range, which is right between, let's see, 5, I'd say about 6 to 7K I needed to cut down, as well as back here between, that's got to be about 3 to 4K I needed to cut down as well. And see down here at the bottom, I'm boosting right in 1K. Up here, it's showing that I need to actually drop out around 1K. So I actually need to EQ out a lot of those 1K frequencies. So in retrospect, looking back at it, I had this EQ'd all wrong to begin with. And let's just kind of get a clean listen here to the difference between this one and the one I did myself. So we'll go through this we'll go through the one the smart EQ first, and then we'll come back to the EQ8 that I did. Yeah. Search you want me, then you change your mind. I can't understand where you coming from. Can you help me? I don't know. I don't even want to go with you. All right, so now we'll start it again, and we'll do turn off of the smart EQ, and we'll turn on my EQ. La la. Search you want me, then you change your mind. I can't understand where you coming from. Can you help me? As you can see, it sounds very harsh on my EQ. When we come back over here to the smart EQ, it sounds a lot smoother if you pay very close attention to it. Yeah. As well, the volume does not clip out. La la. Search you want me, then you change your mind. I can't understand where you coming from. Can you help me? I don't know. I don't even want to go with you anymore. If you can leave singing la la la. All right, so again, this is the smart EQ. Just giving you guys a little idea there of what it can do for you and why it's so good. Like I said, especially if you are just starting out learning how to mix and master your tracks, it is perfect because it's, if nothing else, it's a learning tool to help you learn what you really need to cut out, what you really need to keep, things of this nature. So if I go back here to my EQ and I start playing with it, I would say, I'm going to change this around to look more like this curve, but really I can't really change it too much to look like that curve. I know right in here I need to be like that. I need to take that like that. I need to take this down here like that. But I only have 4 down here, so it's not going to really line up the same way, and it's a different EQ. But I'm just going to take that one off. But let's turn the whole song on. Let's hear what it sounds like with this smart EQ on here. And I don't know if you guys can notice, but with this particular beat right here, it does sound like my instrumentals are very overpowering. So in the process of this, I'm going to end up having to go back and EQ my beat here. So let's just see what it's telling me on my beat here. So yeah, it's a process of getting through all this, but again, Smart EQ, definitely a power buy right now. And if you go over here to Plug-in Boutique, it's only $39. Usually it's $135. So saving $96 on this plug-in right here is definitely worth it in my opinion. You get a lot with it. Very powerful piece of software, like I said, for the price. So don't delay, guys. Not sure how long this sale is going on, but if you have the extra cash right now, I would definitely say pick it up, especially if you're just starting out. It's a wonderful thing to help you out with. Again, this is 590 Productions. Comment in the section below. Let me know what you guys want to see more of, and thank you for watching.